Welcome everyone to another video. Today I will be walking you through how to remove all viruses, malware, adware, and spyware off of your Apple Mac computer. This will also include how to do a full deep clean to help optimize and make sure that it's running at its peak efficiency. Please be aware I will be listing all the steps down below in the notes down in the video description along with timestamps, as well as all important links will also be listed down below. Please be aware that yes, I am doing this on macOS Catalina. However, if you are using an older version of macOS, this will still work for you. For step number 1, what you will do is come over here and open up the Finder. And then from here, go up to the very top and click on Go. Go down to Utilities and click on it. And then right here, you want to click on Disk Utility to open it up. And then here in the left-hand column, just make sure you have Macintosh HD selected and click on First Aid. Go ahead and click on Run, and then just make sure that you have everything that you're working on saved and close everything else. And then once you're ready, go ahead and click on Continue. And you'll just want to let that continue to run until you get the green check mark. Now, please be aware that these menus may look slightly different if you're using an older version of macOS. And for that reason, I will post links down below in the notes down in the video description to older versions of this tutorial. So that way, if you are using an older version of macOS, you can go back and find the version that you're using. Regardless, once you get this check mark, you can go ahead and click on Done. For step number 2, you will want to go down to the notes below, and in the video description underneath step number 2, go ahead and click on the link there. It will take you to this page, which is Malwarebytes, which is a free anti-malware scan. Just go ahead and click on the free download, and you'll want to go ahead and download it. Once the download has completed, go ahead and open up the download, and you'll just want to go ahead and continue through the installation. If it asks for a password, go ahead and type in your computer password. Now, at any time, if it mentions that the installation has been blocked, what you'll need to do is come up here and click on the Apple icon in the top left corner, go down to System Preferences, and look for where it says Privacy and Security and click on it. Make sure you have the General tab selected, and then right here, it should list Malwarebytes. There will be an Allow button you can click on. Just go ahead and click on that, and it will allow Malwarebytes to continue to install. Now back here, we can go ahead and click on Close, and then go ahead and just move the installer to the trash. And then from here, just go ahead and click on Get Started. We're going to use personal computer, so the left option. Stick with the free version. We will not enter an email address. We're just going to click on Open. And before we do anything, just click on Malwarebytes in the top left and click on Check for Updates to make sure it's up to date. We can see that we are up to date, so we're going to click on Close. And then we're just going to go ahead and run the scan. Now, you just want to let this scan run until it's fully completed. At the end, if there's any results, it will list them and give you the option to remove them. For step number 3, we need to run an antivirus scan. And if you go back down to the notes down in the video description, I will list 4 free options you can use. And for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to use the free version of Avast. I'm just going to click on Free Download. If you get a message like this, just click on Allow. Once the download has completed, you'll just want to go ahead and double click on the download to open it up. And then I'm just going to double click on Install Avast. We're going to click on Continue. And then we're just going to continue through the installation process. If it asks for your password, go ahead and type in your computer password. Again, if at any point it mentions that the installation has been blocked, just same thing as before, you just click on the Apple icon, go down to System Preferences, look for Security and Privacy and click on it. Make sure you have the General tab selected, and you'll notice there's an Allow button. We're just going to click on the padlock, type in our password, and then we're going to click on Unlock. We now have an Allow option. I'm going to click on Allow, and then we can click on the padlock again to save that. At this point, I can go ahead and close this menu and click on Close, and then move the installer to the trash. And then we want to use the free version, so I'm just going to click on Continue, and then we're just going to click on Next. Now, if you get a message like this, go back to the Apple icon in the top left, back down to System Preferences, again over to Security and Privacy, and click on the Privacy tab, and go down the left-hand column until you see Full Disk Access. Click on the padlock to unlock it. You'll need to type in your password, and then we'll click on Unlock. And then we just need to add a check to Avast and go ahead and click on Quit Now. At this point, you can go ahead and close this window and then just come up here to the top right and look for the Avast icon. Go ahead and click on it and click on check for updates to make sure Avast is up to date. And then we're going to go ahead and click on run MacScan. And you'll just want to let this run until it's fully completed. Again, it will give you a list if any results are found and then give you the option to quarantine and remove them. For step number 4, we need to check your computer to see if any malicious profiles were installed or set up. And to do that, you'll come back to the top left and click on the Apple icon, go down to System Preferences, and on this menu you need to look for a category that says Profiles, and the icon will usually have a check mark. You'll see an example of that on your screen right now. Now, if you do not have this icon or this option on this menu, you can go ahead and skip this step and go on to step 5. For the rest of you, you need to double click on the Profiles icon and then select it in the left hand column and then click the minus option to remove it off of your computer. Now for step number 5, we need to go through and clean out all of the web browsers, and we're going to start off with Google Chrome. Before anything, come to the top right corner and click on the menu button, go down to help and over to about Google Chrome, and this will just verify that Chrome is up to date. If not, it will automatically update and give you a relaunch button that you will need to click on. After you have updated, just click on the menu button again in the top right. This time go down to more tools and over to extensions, and you'll just want to first make sure that this developer mode switch is turned on, and then just click on the update button to make sure all of your extensions are up to date. Now this page will give you a full list of all the extensions that are on your web browser, and extensions can be fun and convenient and even productive, but they are terrible for security, they're terrible for privacy, and they are a common way for malware to get onto the computer. And so I strongly recommend that you remove as many extensions as possible. The only exception I would make is if you have a password manager of some kind, but everything else I would get rid of. Now Google Chrome comes with some standard extensions that we're just going to go ahead and disable while they are not in use. And so if you have any extensions here that you absolutely cannot part ways with, I would recommend that you at least flip this switch to disable them while they are not in use. And so I'm also going to disable my password manager while it's not in use. But everything else, I'm going to click on the remove button to remove off of the Chrome web browser, and I'm going to hit remove again. And so again, just remove as many here as possible so that way Chrome can run at its peak efficiency. Once you have cleared out all of the bad and garbage extensions, go ahead and click on the menu button in the top right again, and this time go down to where it says settings. And we just want to check a couple of settings because often when malware gets on the computer, it will change these common settings. First thing we want to check is the search engine option. And so right here, if you need to change your search engine, your default search engine, you can do so. And then also just come up here and type in home in the search and hit enter. And you can flip this switch to turn homepage on. And if you need to change your homepage, you can do so just by typing in whatever you want your homepage to be in this input box. You will also need to come back up here to the top in the search and this time type in start up. And you'll also want to double check this setting because if you did have malware on the computer, it can often change this setting as well. Just make sure you have the option selected that you would like to use. And then if we select this bottom option, we can click on and type in a specific URL or website that we want to come up when we first open Google Chrome. So I'm just going to add that in there, and so we now have the setting that we want. For Firefox, we're going to come up here to the top left corner and click on Firefox and go to About Firefox just to verify we are up to date. Same thing, it will automatically update if not and give you a restart button that you will need to click on. After you have verified that you are up to date, just come up here to the top right and click on the menu button and go down to add-ons, and then just make sure you have extensions selected in the left hand column. Come over here to the gear icon and click on it and go down to check for updates just to make sure all of your extensions are up to date. And then same thing as with Chrome, we want to remove as many extensions as possible, the only exception being our password manager. I'm going to disable it while it's not in use, and I'm going to go ahead and click on this menu option to remove the rest of these extensions off of the browser. And so let's go ahead and do it to this one as well. We'll click on remove, and then next we want to come over here to the menu and go down to preferences, and we're just going to check those same common settings as we did with Google Chrome. The first thing we're going to do is click on home, and then if we want to change the home page, we just click on this drop down menu. We can type in a specific web page if we want to do so. You can type whatever you would like to use as your home page here in this input box. And then for the search option, if you need to check your default search engine, right here in this drop down menu, we can change it to whatever we would like it to be. And so those are some common settings that you want to check in Firefox. Now Safari will automatically update every time you do Apple updates. And so here we're going to come up to the top left corner and click on Safari, go down to Preferences, and just make sure you have the General tab selected. And if you need to change your home page, you can do so right here. You can change it to whatever you would like it to be. And then if you need to change your default search engine, just click on Search. Has a drop down menu to change it to whatever you'd like your search engine to be. And then last, we need to come over here to extensions. Same thing as with the other two browsers. We want to remove as many extensions as possible. The only exception we're going to make is for our password manager. I'm going to uncheck it to disable it while it's not in use. And then I'm going to click on these others and click on uninstall to remove them. If you get an option like this, just go ahead and click on Show in Finder, and then find that extension that was listed. Just click on it and drag it to the trash can to remove it. Go ahead and just type in your password if prompted to do so, and then we'll just click on OK. And then we're just going to close this window. We'll come down to the next one and click on Uninstall, Show in Finder. It's listed right here, so we're just going to click and drag it to the trash can. Again, type in your password and then click on OK. And then we can close this window again, and we can see that we're down to just our password manager. For step number 6, we just need to make sure everything is up to date, and updates are very important because they include security and performance updates. And so to get started, we just need to click on the Apple icon in the top left and click on About This Mac. And then on this menu, just look for where it says Software Update and click on it. And this is just going to make sure that macOS is up to date. Now, if there is an update option listed here, you'll just need to let it run until the update is completed. It may ask you to restart. If prompted to do so, go ahead and restart your computer. Additionally, you'll want to come down here and click on the App Store to open it up. And then once here, just come over to the left-hand column and click on Updates, and this will just verify and make sure all of your applications are also up to date. For step number 7, we are going to reduce the number of programs and applications running in the background that may be causing your computer to slow down. And so to do this, we're going to click on the Apple icon in the top left corner and click on System Preferences. From this menu, you will want to click on the User and Groups option, and then just make sure you have your username selected in the left-hand column. Come over here to Login Items and click on it, and this will give you a list of all the applications that are set to run when you first turn the computer on. We want to get this list down to 0. To do that, we just select an item, click on the minus sign to remove it. We're just going to do this for each one. And then there we go. None of those will now run in the background. For step number 8, we need to go through and clean out the garbage files off of our computer and manage our storage. And to do that, we just click on the Apple icon in the top left, go down to About This Mac, and then from here, just make sure we have the Storage tab selected. And this will give us a breakdown of the storage on our Mac computer. Now, once a drive passes about 80 to 85% full, the drive begins to slow down and you will experience longer load times. Now, if your drive is not reaching that level of capacity or usage, you may want to skip this step because you're not going to notice a huge jump in performance if you're only using, say, 20% of your drive. Regardless, for those of you who do want to go through and clean out some garbage files, let's go ahead and click on Manage and just make sure you have recommendations selected in the left-hand column. I do recommend that you go down to Reduce Clutter and click on Review Files, and then just make sure you have large files selected, and then we can come over here to the size column and sort by size. GB, which is gigabytes, is larger than MB, so just keep that in mind. So we do have the largest at the top, and we can easily and quickly see what the large files are on our computer that are taking up space. So you do want to go through this list. I also recommend that you open up the Finder, and you'll also want to go through your desktop, your documents, movies, music, and pictures. Those are common places for large files to be located. We'll take care of downloads and the trash later, but again, you do want to go through at least your desktop, documents, movies, music, and pictures. And then if you do find a large file or something that you want to delete, you just simply click on it and drag it to the trash to delete it. For step number 9, we're going to clean out some additional garbage data off of our computer. And so if you go down to the notes below, there is a link there that will take you to this page To download the free cleaning program for CCleaner, we're just going to download the free version. Just go ahead and click on free download and then download again. If this pops up, go ahead and click on allow, and then you'll just want to go ahead and double click on the download. We'll go ahead and move it over. And then once you've copied it over, just go ahead and close everything and come down here and open up the Finder. Just make sure you have the Applications tab selected in the left-hand column and look for where it says CCleaner. Just go ahead and double click on it to open it up and then click on Open. If you get this message, just go ahead and click on Open System Preferences. Same thing as before, we're going to go down the left-hand column until we get to Full Disk Access. Go ahead and just click on the padlock, type in your password, click on Unlock, scroll down until you see CCleaner and give a check in the box, and then go ahead and click on Quit Now. And then make sure you just close the padlock again. You can go ahead and close this menu, and then we're just going to go ahead and click on Close. And then at this point, we're going to click on CCleaner in the top left and click on Quit CCleaner. We just want to go ahead and restart the application, and so just go back down to the Finder. Make sure you have Application selected in the left-hand column and double-click CCleaner again. And then just underneath the macOS tab, make sure you match the settings that I have here. Don't check these other boxes. And then same thing with applications. Just make sure you match the same settings that I have here. Don't check your passwords. You don't want to delete out your passwords. So again, just match everything that you see here on both tabs. And then you can go ahead and just click on Run Cleaner and then click on Yes. If it prompts you to close a browser, just go ahead and click on Yes. And then once it has completed, it will give you a report of all the garbage data it has removed. For step number 10, we need to go through and clean out all the garbage applications on our computer. And you want to make sure you do a really good job on this step, because the better job you do, the better your computer is going to run. And to get started, what you'll need to do is come down here and open up the Finder. And the first thing we want to do is remove the applications we just installed. So first off, CCleaner, we can just click on it and drag it to the trash can to remove it. And then for Avast, what we need to do is find Avast. Let's go ahead and open it up. And if we click on Avast up here in the top left corner, there is an uninstall option. So we're just going to click on uninstall and then click on uninstall again. Type in your password and then click on quit. And then to remove malware bytes, we're going to come up here to the very top and click on go and go down to where it says computer. Make sure you click on Macintosh HD. And then here in the search box, we're going to type in malware bytes and hit enter. And just make sure you have this Mac selected. You'll next want to click on this little plus sign and then make sure it says name matches. And then in this input, you're going to type in malware bytes. And then we're going to hit the plus sign again. The drop down menu, we're going to go to other. And then in this search box, we're going to type in system. And then we're just going to select files and click OK. And then we're going to change it to are included. And then we're just going to select everything here. We're just going to hold down the shift button so we can select every malware bytes related item. And then we're just going to click and drag all of it to the trash can. And then you'll just type in your password. And then we're just going to return by clicking on applications in the left-hand column. And so again, we just removed those because we're trying to clean out the computer, not add to the clutter. Now everything else is just going to remove by clicking on it and dragging it to the trash can. And so what you want to do is go through this application list and first look for items that you no longer use, that are just sitting there, that are just junk. For example, if I want to get rid of Skype, I just click on it and drag it to the trash can. And then if there's something here and you don't know what it is, you can just open up Google and type it in here to Google and do some research on it to find out, whether it's good or bad or whether you should get rid of it. You can also use a site such as this, which is shouldIRemove.it.com. This is more targeted toward PC programs, but there is still a lot of things here that you can find for Mac. And if it's bad for PC, it's also going to be bad for Mac. You just type in the name of the program, and if it gives a yellow, orange, or red rating, you know for sure you should remove it. Regardless, you just want to remove as much here as possible. Just get rid of all the junk, the clutter. If you see cleaning programs, get rid of those because usually those cause more problems than good. Anything you're just not using that's just sitting here, just click on it and then drag it to the trash can. And then again, type in your password when prompted. And then once you've removed everything, just make sure you open up the trash can, click on the gear icon up at the top, and then click on empty trash. And then empty trash again, and that will fully remove everything. Now that you have completed all 10 steps, you will want to come to the top left corner and click on the Apple icon and go down to Restart and click on it. And after your Mac is restarted, you should be good and ready to go. If by chance you are still experiencing any issues, I would recommend that you back up all of your important data and then factory reset your Mac. I will post a link down below in the notes to a short video that will walk you through the steps on how to factory reset your Mac if needed. That's everything for this video. If you have any comments or questions, please post them down below. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you have a great day. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you found it helpful, please go ahead and consider sharing it. And please also consider subscribing to my channel, and don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notifications on future videos.